Here you are.
Hello. Welcome. Welcome to a game dev stream. It's been a while since I've done one of these, and I've been meaning to do them, and if I could just get into the habit of doing about one a month, I think I'd be satisfied. Also, thanks to Cumulative, I have a new chat feature that I just implemented. I tested out a little bit, seemed to work okay, but we're going to find out during this stream, and then we'll probably customize and make some changes. So this first stream is going to be a little haphazard. And then I figure as I do more of them, I'll get more of a structure. But yeah, I'm eager to show off what I've been working on. So, what do you say we get to it? Wow, that's number one. And for this, we'll hold off on those for a second. There we are. This is Fatal Oath, another retro-inspired RPG. This one wants to adapt closer to the NES than the Game Boy, like Elemental Isles did. And a nice special thing about this is I have an artist for sprites. Our very own Jamonius is doing some of the monsters. Look at that. And I also officially signed on a composer as well, who will be doing some of the music. So yeah, let's see if the chat works. Right now it says sign into chat, which is odd. Not too sure how to get rid of that. Welcome. Doing a few tweaks before we get started. And if I, yep, there it is. I'd say it's a little hard to read though. I wonder if I make it bigger. Bigger. If that'll help any. Something, 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 dark side. Okay. What if I do this? Ho ho. Look at that. Right there, maybe. Something, something, something complete. That's not bad. Alrighty. Alright, so what do we say? We just jump right into it. So some cemetery. This is one of two major projects that I've been working on. I'll show off the other one momentarily. Let's throw in some music. This is just going to be the like that. Oh yes, this song. I'm making games, Harmonious. Check out my little chat feature. Maybe I need them to show up a little longer, but yeah. Cumulative taught me well. Uh-oh. I just realized something. All of my other windows aren't really showing up. Hold on. Hold on. Let's try... Does that do anything? Oh god. Help! Primary monitor. Hold on, I know this one. Is it display capture or window? It's window capture, isn't it? Troubleshooting. Can you tell it's been a while? Chat working. Okay. There we go. So this is the dungeon currently where Jamonius stopped on the monsters he's sprited so far. So the monsters he's done sprites for is up to this dungeon. And since I sent him the game document, he has access to pretty much everything. It's a lot of trust. Working on the final area of P6. Oh, hell yeah. And then after that's the final area. Isn't it? Oops. Oh, actually, I think that's a better way to do it. So... the final boss at long last. There you go. Yeah, I like this. Add some variety, because then you start here, a little bit of lava. We'll go here. There'll be a puzzle here, and then this little path. Crossing a bridge. That. Okay. Yep. Close off on this. Close off down here. Just there. All right. Let's do a few little pools as well. Yeah. Here. Down. Cut that right here. Okay. Using the wrong color. Puzzle. Yep. And that leads to here. Okay. We need like a tiny little room right up here. Let's see. Something like this. If professionals can do it, so can I. Power of copy paste. Looks like you got that Septipus chat thing working. Yup. Thank you for the tip. I think it's pretty cool. There's probably just a couple things I need to tweak. But I like it. So now I have to remove these. Or you know what? I'll just reposition them. I know what I want to listen to. Alright, we're going to put this down. And we're going to go... I'm going to pull up my Discord real quick. The reference I sent Cubulos. Through. A keen ear probably recognizes this melody. Treasure room. Sounds kind of PC 88-ish. It is the Famicom remix for the original Yeez. Hold on.
might be why I was thinking of those old Japanese PCs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that worked. Okay. Make sure the chat still shows up. Yes. Okay. I think we got it this time. Yeah, now you can see everything. If anything, I just need to scale this down. Yeah, we're gonna scale this down. How's that? Yes! These are Famicom remixes of the East soundtrack. Alright, move this down. Just like that. There we go. We're slowly getting it. Turn that down. I don't know if that worked or not. Nope. Probably too many windows open. Let's close some of these bad boys. Now I should be able to see both the chat and what I'm doing. Oofa. It's tricky because I either get like one window at a time, and half the time you're not seeing like all the little details I'm doing like up here, or I have like the whole window, like my entire desktop, and it's, as you can see, very cluttered. Anywho. Now this is a yeast song I recognize. Yeah! I sent the composer this as a reference to like the kind of style I'm looking for the music. High energy chiptune. That. Good. Okay. Treasure chest right up there. extend this. And this. I like that a little better. Right? Yep. Much better. More pleasing to my eyes. Okay. Doodads here. This will take us to the puzzle. Here comes the jam. Take us out here. Now, for playtest purposes, let's get rid of this. Oh, I just... Good. Still good. Good. Here's a question. If I minimize this OBS chat, my chat blocks will still show up on the screen, right? Well, no, because how do I read it? That's going to take some getting used to. So I'm like right here. Gotta go rescue that haughty Fina. Yep. Gemonius, this is the reference I sent Cubulos. Okay. I know how to do that. Way over Fina, fight me. Where you going, 8-bit? Yeah! Both? Both. Oh my god, okay. Copy. like this. Alright. So I shouldn't have anything playing. Gonna be 1 second. I'm gonna grab something. Setup change here. Okay. The big screen. Don't do it full. That should have worked. I was just keeping an eye on the chat because I'm multitasking here. Do I make the OBS smaller? No, because then I can't read the... Doing. Alright, well I have an idea. Oh, wait, I think I did it. Nope. Nope. Try doing some cover songs to try and learn LMMS. There you go. Oh my lord. This song returns in Ye's Origin. Alrighty. Let's fool around with some monsters just to throw them in here. These will not be the monsters that actually appear in the final dungeon. Yeah, Ys Origin has a lot from Ys 1 and 2. I have yet to beat Ys Origin. It gets tough. On my plate, ain't that the fact. Started on a process to try and show the difference between these origins playable characters. Kind of figured that out for the first episode or so.
I think I'm in the area after the desert, the like sand area.
And I got sick of getting clapped so many times. Origin can get tough, but nothing can be solved by gaining 1 or 2 levels. That is true. Like, the first big difficulty spike is that damn centipede right towards the start. Nigtilger. Let's add some debris and stuff here. See you later. Alright, see you, Fado. Hey, Jimonius, what setting do you use to stream your screen with RPG Maker? To where you're able to see everything? I do window capture, but I can't capture, like, the small windows that pop up. So, like, you can see me, like, mapping like this. But if I pull up a window and make, like, adjustments, it doesn't show up on OBS. Like, I'm stumped. I forget how to do it. Full screen capture, not window. See, I did that. And then it becomes this, to where, like, you see everything. But you'd also see me, like, check OBS. Like right here. So I have to pull this down so that I can see the chat. And I mean, that kind of works. Because at least now you can see everything. Look at all the monsters doing this nice for me. What a nice guy. Also done for a nominal fee. Oh, this was the other reference I sent him. Old Tim Follins. Actually, this is Pictionary, good sir. We're gonna listen to the Pictionary soundtrack. Actually, while I'm here, I'll give you guys a sneak peek as to what I'm showing. I won't show too much, but these are called game documents, and I use them to really organize my ideas. I started using them about a year ago, and I really like it because any story ideas I write down, any of the maps that I finish, I pop in here. I put in some of the sketches that I've done, and Jim only used to the sprites, so like those are his references. Doxing my games, technically. And I have a lot of ideas. None of these I can show you and really dive into. I think they call that the software architecting style of game dev. Okay, so it's a legit style. I usually do this on like notebook paper and like little notes scattered around the house. One, it was hard to keep track of all of it because like it was never like all in the same notebook. Cause say I like started writing for Fatal Oath, and then I wanted to do an idea for Storybook Guild. I was like, oh, do I add all of this to the current notebook, or do I get a new notebook? But now it's just like, boop, you each have your own. I can show off some of the monsters my wife did. My wife drew these. Don't want to show off all the monsters. But yeah. Bat in a vest. The bat armor. It's like they have like reference pictures that I've done in sketches. So yeah. That's how I've been organizing my ideas as of late. So it becomes this synergy between the program and the document. So like for example, let's say this map is done. So I'm going to screen cap it. See all my crazy ideas. Somewhat organized. I love this one. It sounds like another one bites the dust. Go down to Fatal Oath again. past all the spoilers. Let's just say as a reference, we're going to pop it right towards the bottom. Resize it a little bit. And then you got a map of like a note of like what map this is. That's how I do it. That's my process. Hear about when people were comparing K-pop Butter song to the Monster in My Pocket NES soundtrack. No, I did not. Also, I've never played Monster in My Pocket. Sounds familiar. Let's add some skulls. Gotta have some skulls. Show how deadly this place is. It's a good little beat 'em up. 2-player simultaneous too. Wow, on the NES. Rare for back then, I know. I think that was only in Double Dragon 2. I think it had that. Stage 4's OST sounds very similar to the beginning of Butter. Okay. If I do another one of these streams, I'm going to take notes of like my setup here, so it's less cumbersome. Song caught on because it was English. Makes sense. I need something here. This is very spacious. Only thing I can think of is to like do like a little layer here. So I do something like this. This. Steps. Now we need to just pull up over here. There we go. So now it's like down there, down here, down. I think we can work with that. Do some little sand spots here. There we go. some monsters and let's playtest this bad boy. This is almost over. Okay. Pause that for now. Let's do a little playtest. See if this bad boy comes up. Even if it's a little guy. It should. I'm capturing the whole thing. There we go. Alright, so here's what we got thus far. Let's take the journey southward to our new dungeon. Fight some monsters along the way. What kind of oath that was made that was so fatal? Oh, you'd have to play the game to find out. It ties the whole story together. It's a story of sacrifice, of death and rebirth, of fire and ice. Basically, she's trying to prevent this cataclysm called the Eternal Winter. Lips! Two lips! A lot of Dragon Quest monster design was the inspiration behind these sketches. Of light and dark. Of ups and downs. Of heads and tails. Of tops and bottoms. Big and small. Based in cringe. I feel like that should be like the trailer. Behold a tale of fire and ice, of light and dark, of ups and downs, of heads and tails, and tops and bottoms, and big and small, of based and cringe. Fatal oath. From the developer of the acclaimed classic Elemental Isles, with sprites from Jamonius Productions and music from the almighty Cubulos. Comes a new RPG adventure. Born again from the NES era. Write that down, write that down. Alright. So, Cool, this is all working. Ah! That right there is like the bane of my existence. It is a wart on my toe that I keep falling victim to. Looks more Game Boy color than NES. Oh, we said the same thing. Yeah. Maybe it is Game Boy Color. I don't know. I thought it was NES. What do I know? Okay, yada yada yada. Let's go. Back here. Thank you, autosave feature. Ugh, a lifesaver. Castle. This way. I'm telling you all how to beat my game. Damn. Nah. Many surprises await. But like, this is gonna be my biggest project yet. Not Fantasia 6 big, Jesus Christ, but it's going to be my biggest game yet. Is this explorable? Yes, it is. I think if you're going for NES, you'll want to constrain the color palette a bit more. That's why you have to be tall rectangles rather than squares. Oh. Okay, then. Maybe just a Game Boy Color game, then. I don't think I'm mapped there yet. Here we are, the main event. Just a fool around. Damn, these guys hit hard. Bats emerge from the slime. Exactly. How did you think of the Mr. Batty from Mother 3? Oh. Spellcasting sound is ear piercing. What is the spellcasting sound? Oh, that one. Bing. I can turn that down. Whew, got him. Okay. Going up here. Nice. Down. Bing. Cool. That. And then down here. Character sprites remind me of Lufia, The Legend Returns. I never played that. Yeah, totally. And that's where we're at. I do like Lufia 3, though. Alright. First things first, let's play with that little chime. Turn it down a little bit. Ding, 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 ding. Magic. Choose skill, is that it? Yeah, that's it. So let's turn the volume down. There we go. That's cute. Lower the pitch. That was sort of the inspiration I got with making the monsters for this. Cool. At least the color palette, since there is a few extra colors for the GBC in comparison to the NES. Holy heck, it's even more ear piercing in the editor. Yeah, lower the volume. Okay. So let's go back. We'll lower the volume just a bit more. I think that's good. 45? Do we like that? 10%? I can probably hear that across my house. Interesting. Let's go 20. Because I'm feeling rebellious. Ba-ding. High pitches travel much farther than low. That is true. I'm a sadist in different ways. Neighbors might be thinking there's something wrong with my fire alarm. Fair enough. Okay. And let's play around with all these. That's good. That's fun. All these fun sound effects. These are the sound effects you used for our canyon, right? Oop, back to that. There we go. Right, Magic 7. Oh no, that was a different one. Oh, there it is. Ever played around with JSFXR? No. No, I have not. You can make some bespoke lo-fi sounds with that. Ooh. Good. Nice and low. Java SFX. Okay. Where was I? Escape. Good. I think searching those letters will bring up the website for you. Neat. Enemy attack. Bird. Alright. Enemy damage. Okay. Enemy collapse. Oops. Let's keep everything in 45 for now. All right, almost done. Good. What is this? That's that big loud one again. We'll just go right down to 20. There we go. Okay. Jump. Man, I use that thing for a lot. Should use a different one for the item. No. No. That's better. There. Now if we fire this back up, Should be a lot less ear piercing for my poor players. Back here. Okay. Down. And we'll just wander around for a little bit. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dees. Eventually something will attack us. Or we'll just do this. Look at that. Much better. Doodly-doo. Okay. To make a classical style JRPG, I might go for Lufia or Fantasy Star 2 4-star and see animated pro tags and enemies. Oh, cool. Pretty evasive for a plant. That's this village. And suddenly it's dark out. Oh man. What did I set his stats at? Let's try that. Do 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 do. Doesn't need an evasion rate. Do 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 do. That's better. Okay. Boop, boop, boop. Yeah, all these maps I've done. What I'm really proud of is this is the world map. And then when you explore all of it, you get to what's seemingly the end. And then we get a little bit of a link to the past here. Frozen over. So that'll be fun. Let's see here. Icy Phoenix. Yep. Phoenix is the main theme of the story. All right, so we're going to shift gears for a moment. I'm going to show off the other project I'm working on. This one my wife did art for, and I've recently been adding free to use music. So we're going to get out of MZ. We're going to pop into good old MV. Hello, friend. Abracadabra. Alakazam. And this is Storybook Guild. Royalty free, yes, royalty free. That is correct. Now this one might be a little bigger. I think so. Yeah. Hoo-ah! There we go. Burnt there with holes in the floor and all. That's the cellar. There we go. That's better. Alright. Nope, not that one. This one. Much better. How this works is you change your class. Start wizard. That was for any of them. You select your mission. Smiling when she's a pirate. Characters and preferences. Everyone loves to be a pirate. I was thinking of adding preferences though. So these have little story intros. I can find another nice sound effect to work with. I think I might use the same website where I'm getting the music from. I just have yet to implement it. That's why I'm goofing up here. Treasure chest. Got a lifesaver. Got a magic pill that'll save your life. Oh, here he comes. Gotcha. Not quite right, mushrooms. Some nasty peppers. There we go. Got quick jab for Shula. Oh, no, you don't. Quick jab. MP, yeah. One enemy. I wonder why that didn't work. Mm-hmm. But yeah, what I like to do for the characters, and I'll make one. We're gonna load. Let's do good. All right, now get some ears. Let's give her like a ponytail. And we're going to give her kind of like that. Green's her color. Okay. And now we're going to do something for the rogue. Skill type arts, can those only be used under certain conditions? That one shouldn't be. That one should be related to... Oh, I don't need that if I have this. What says a good ranger? I think the cloaks kind of screw me up here. Let me look at the clothing first. That could be a good ranger. That could be a good ranger. And let's add a nice accessory. That looks goofy. I think the glasses. I don't think any of these say ranger. So the only condition should be like the class chosen. So in that instance, if I change Shula to a monk, which she was, she would only be able to use arts, like quick jab. So I'm not sure why it wouldn't let me do it. Ba-da-ba-bum. Ba-ba-da-bum. That's cool. There we go. So now we're going to import. Oh, let's do this. Hold on. Yeah. Okay. So instead we're going to export, and they're going to be my rangers. Okay. So now that should be saved. Yep. Now we're going to do walk character, import, and we'll do rangers again. Oop, hold on. Wouldn't be import, it would be export. Rangers. Now I can import. Ding. Export. Rangers. Yep. Replace. Battler. Export. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. So it's going to be Nyla Ranger. So now, for the plugin, I do this. And I'm going to go down to the Ranger. missed it. There she is. And we're going to do Battler, and we're going to do Nyla Ranger. Okay. And then a good thing to check is take this, export, hold on. Nope, not that one. Base image, export. It's just Rangers, okay. All right, hold on. I think it's Rangers 0 is what it would be. Rangers 0. And Rangers 1. No, might be 0 as well. Yeah, 0, 1, 2. Okay. And now that should... Yep, just like that. Oh, screwed that up though. Yeah, because that's not that one. Okay, hold on. That's that character. Yep. Walk character. Export. Where are you at here? Rangers, yeah. Huh. Rangers, yep. Rangers, yep. Oh. There's not that. It's just that. Easy mistake. There she is. So now we're gonna go to a dungeon. Let's do this one. Here we go. Here we go. There's a bow. Maybe she needs a weapon? Let's see here. Let's try getting some knucks. Ah. There we go. Maybe the weapon. Oh, you know what? That might be it. That might be what I'm missing. My only complaint about screen size that wide is that it just feels so empty on the battle screen. Aw. Flavor Aid? Oh. Is it just like maybe a battle camera will fix it, or I don't want to readjust the screen size because I'm gonna have to redo all my apps. Oh, that's the choice I went with early on. No, that doesn't do much. Alright, spells. Here we go, quick jab. Now we can experiment. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. It had to do with the weapon. Nice. That'd be. Okay, yeah. That hasn't been done yet. I don't know why I had that. So hold on. Ba-da-ba-bum. Arrow storm. Release a flurry of arrows upon all targets. Okay. HP damage. special. That's gonna have to be more than that. Okay. Where is this guy at? Yeah, this is the cellar to the guild. Oh, careful. Something smells good. Oh, I remember what I wanted to make. I want... It's not bad. Yeah. Some reason it doesn't show up. That's a little annoying, but that's amusing. Right? No, you're right. You're right. You were right the first time. Okay. That's pretty cool. Nah, we're good with that. Okay. Oh, it's music. And down. Welcome back, Cumulative. Oops. So that leads to there. Thwunk. Just putting all the pieces together. Bit by bit. What else do I want to do? Where is... Let's play around with this, because I want to see how my sprites turn out. Where is... Okay, and paste. Okay, let's do... So we're going to do something like this. Yeah. Yeah, right like that. Okay. Just like that. Yep. And I think one more down here. This is where the boss is going to appear. I'll leave as a surprise. And let's do this. Now, what I miss about Flavor Aid, it's the healing item. For some reason, Jamonius found it very hilarious. Instead of potions, you collect flavor aids. Not Powerade, not Gatorade, Flavor Aid. Unless there's some kind of in-joke I'm missing. Ba-da-ba-bum. Nah. I want to take that down like this. Clean this out. Okay, all right. And now we're going to do... Ah, jeez. Yes, yes, I can do this. Okay. All right. So let's do this. Nice. Well. Guess I'm Googling Flavor Aid. I might have to change that. Okay, non-carbonated soft drink. Made by Gel Surd Company, West Chicago, Illinois. Grocery stores. I have to find a different name. Let's lower these. We'll get it working. Nope. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. First aid, thirst aid, if it's a... Ooh! Thirst aid, I like it. Thirst aid. Thank you. Do some thirst aid. Now I just gotta make a note to change all the treasure chests that say Flavor Aid to Thirst Aid, which I'll get in due time. Alright, so this is supposed to be the cult's chamber. That's better. Now we just need to move this down. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Oh, that backfired. Hang on. I can fix this. Huh. No, you idiot. Yeah, it just does that. Maybe. There we go. The power of shift. Okay. Okay. And there we go. Shit. back to this. Like that. And let's make the room a little smaller. Okay. Yeah. Right in the middle, please. Thank you. Okay. Let's do something like this. Okay. Cultists go here. The boss is summoned here. Not bad. All right. Oops. Delete this. Oop. Okay. Ooh. Close. Nope. Why'd you do that? Huh. I don't know why it does that. Hold on. Let's try that. Son of a bitch, right at the end. Okay. Nice. Okay. Wham, wham, wham. Center it a little bit. Okay. And these are going to be like doof, doof. Boom. Boom. Ooh, food. Many thanks. I'll jump on that in a moment.
Oh. I need to make mine before I go
Engine
down.
was trying to be helpful and ended up being the opposite.
I got like 10 minutes.
Aw. I got about another half hour of streaming. Then I'll wrap this up. That looks good. All right, now, let's see here. Now we're gonna like make a little. That's where the characters are gonna be. I think that looks neat. Maybe add something more to this room. Maybe like little broken pillars. Symmetry. this. There we go. We got it. Let's see here. Did I? Yeah. So I got Clownyville Horror B. Going here. Good. This will take me back out to A. Okay. Just like that. What monsters did I throw in here? The skeletons. The Skelly Mans. And for now, let's just say this is where the cultist will be. I don't think that it is, but it's just to get an idea of what I'm planning. Skelly boys. Yep, gotta have the skellies. Oh, this is a good smelling sandwich. Oh. Oh, I see a problem. I have to make this as an event where the characters cross under. I did it before. I'll make a note of that one. And we'll presume that in another session. So for now, let's just say we'll just do that for now. Here's something in the background, TV. Time for a sandwich break? Yeah, just about. Like, I think I'm gonna take a little eating break, and then we'll resume for a little longer. Wasn't there an RPG Maker 3D a while back? You mean for PlayStation, or are you talking about the 3D plugin? For anything. Well, there was RPG Maker 2 for PS2, which had like the little chibi models. RPG Maker 3, which had full-scale models, but it did not have as many resources as other RPG makers. And then there was a plugin for, I believe, MV called RPG Maker 3D. Just thinking about RPG Maker 3D when you mentioned going under that little bridge there. Yeah. Well, there's an event I did with like Elemental Owls where you can make it to where the character's just going to go right under. Because you make them event tiles. And the character's going to go right under them. Because, like, I have thought about playing with the 3D plugin to make a game as well. I don't know if I'd use it for this game because I've spent so much time on these maps already. Yeah, I guess that would work. Alright, I'm going to mute my microphone so you don't hear me smacking my lips with the succulent sandwich. And we'll be back. Okay. Oh. All right. Hey. There. I went to close the door to keep the audio off, so you wouldn't hear the TV in the other room, and the cat goes ballistic. But yeah, steak 'em, red peppers, mushroom all on flat bread. So one thing I always need help with is NPC dialogue. It's one of the reasons why I don't have terribly many NPCs in my village, because it just takes me a while. Oh yeah, mushrooms will add that succulent quality, you bet. Here, let's move this screen up so you can see it in all of its glory. Totally think about getting some mushrooms with my next grocery order. We have what's called Snowmageddon about to hit where we live. So it's going to be a big winter storm. So my wife just came back from the grocery store. And that's probably going to be us for a few days. Until we see what happens with this storm that's supposed to hit us tomorrow. Alright. No central. Half the people here keep cross-country skis in their garage. Oh, geez. I don't have dialogue for these guys. I was one of those half while growing up, except mine were downhill skis. Okay. I have an idea. Sometimes just by constantly playtesting my game, I get new ideas for dialogue and stuff like that for NPCs. Story I kind of have written out in separate documents and stuff like that. But little NPC dialogue, I kind of think on the fly or as I playtest. So let's see here. Where was that? Was that the inn? Yeah. There we go. And I have the extension. You're not in Texas, are you? No. Could help writing out a bunch of people the player might very well ignore is, well, it can weigh on the mind a bit. Like, how much effort should I really put into town person 4? They're kind of out of the way. Of course, if all your NPCs have just these golden lines, then your players are going to want to talk to all of them. Thinking about Earthbound. Yeah. I try to have like a little bit of quirk mixed with some helpful tips and like lore and world building. But I don't like NPCs that drone on and on. Like, they seem like oversharing, and I'm like, buddy, I'm just a stranger. Everybody doesn't have to overshare. So, like, for an NPC, I have a rule of, like, 1 or 2 text box. I'm the NPC that drones on and on, oversharing. Trying to think of some nice flavor text for this individual. This is Petal. And they're just glancing at all the supplies at the item shop. But no, usually when I make a village, I'll make like 6 or 7 NPCs. And then as I think of them, I'll give them dialogue through like repeat playthroughs. So a lot of them don't even have dialogue. And then I'm just like, all right, I filled up their dialogue. Let's add some more NPCs to make this look like a area where a lot of people live. That's kind of how I do my villages. I put in these blank canvas NPCs just to be like, hey, look, my area is not empty. And then as development goes on, they get more dialogue, a little bit of a personality, and so on and so forth. I apologize. That sandwich made me very gassy. I'm trying not to burp directly into the microphone, so I turned my head to let out just these little burps. It was delicious, though. I've noticed in even big budget RPGs, only 1 or 2 RPGs are talkable. The others will ignore you and go about their own business. Yeah. One or 2 per crowd, that is. So maybe 10 in a big town. Okay. So you think for a town, it would be 10. And then maybe like have 1 or 2 NPCs that are like moving about, be like, I'm a little busy at the moment. So for example, let's just throw some rando in here real quick. None of the ouches. Okay. And they're going to go. And repeat. They're just going to do a little back and forth. And they're going to go a little normal at a higher frequency. You need a name. What do you look like? Okay, yeah. Or if you can, there's no interaction when pressing A at them, but they pop up a speech bubble as you move close. Speech bubble is just like ho, hum, or wifey's cooking supper or something like that. Can you do speech bubbles in RPG Maker? MV? I think there's like a plugin for MZ. I think that one costs money though. Let's do Irwin. So for now, that's what this is going to be. So now, remember to pull this up. It's this one. Yep. I don't know. I haven't actually used RM since learning Godot. Between learning Godot. Ooh, that's the advanced stuff. I'd love to learn Godot just to make like a simple little platformer. Because I'm getting into a comfort zone where like I could see myself making RPGs the rest of my life. And I want to do the same with platformers. I want to make like a little kind of like arcades, kind of like the original Donkey Kong, and that simplicity of like just collect jewels, get high score, understand that, then move on to like platform adventure games. And then build up to basically, like the magnum opus of that idea is to make something akin to Super Castlevania 4. Godot is so satisfying making just a simple movement system that responds to analog sticks. I'll bet. If you're willing to give some lessons, I'm a slow learner, but I'm a visual learner. Hit me up on Discord and we could do like some little chats or workshops or something. Like I do with Jamonius. He taught me a lot of nice, neat tricks to make programs less foreboding. Be nice seeing a Super Castlevania 4 clone. Yeah, I want to do something with like the 8 whip movement. But that's like far into the future. I want to start small because that's just I find the best approach. I could teach you a little of what I know. Awesome. Okay. Go to the village. Wife has been at the store for hours. I'm a bit stressed. Leave me be. And there you go. I feel like that gives a little bit of personality, but also is not too much text. Hit you up on Discord later today then about it. Awesome. Yeah, if I don't get back to you immediately, I'm just kind of like tending to my wife after this, because she popped a disc in her back, and she's had difficulty moving, and she sees a specialist on the 29th. So it's keeping an eye on her, make sure that like she's moving about, because like that's after she got an MRI, one of those. After that, she was told, okay, we'll move around a little bit. Try not to sit too long. I remember she was lying down last stream of yours. Yeah, if we're doing another Yi stream tomorrow, it's going to be similar. Now, I did learn how to do this. Magnetic resonance imaging, MRI. Yep, MRI. I don't know if she'd have an interest in that. I can ask her, of course. She likes doing the art, and I do all like the game design stuff, because I actually find that fun. It's the same with video editing. I actually like messing with the layers and stuff and learning more about the tools and that kind of tinkering. She likes the drawing. She likes the painting. She likes clay models, that kind of stuff. So that's kind of like how we complement each other with our artistic abilities. I like being in the booth and like being behind the microphone and experimenting that way. She very much enjoys staying out of the booth and like maybe just writing a script. Good to know your skills already complement each other. Yep. Okay. I want to see something real quick. I'm making a stupid little error when it comes to... Hang on. I wonder if this is what's screwing me up. I want to see. Because you'll notice this is like complete. And then when I play test it, it's kind of cut off. And I want to see what I'm doing wrong. Damn it. Stop! Can't show that. That has a little bit of spoilers. And besides, it's not finished. End with a mini boss battle, and then it just kind of cuts off. No, not forcing you to, but you are more than welcome to just go through our channel and see just the variety of projects we have each done, and kind of see the difference between like her passion projects and my passion projects. Like she's done paintings of, like I'm just looking around the wall right now. She's done paintings from like Howl's Moving Castle, Pokemon, Jujutsu Kaisen, Cuphead, Black Clover, Sailor Moon. Yep, that's exactly what the issue was. I didn't change the tile set to above. Silly me. Yeah, take your time. Just it's weird how, and again, it's just trying to understand like how YouTube functions. It's kind of at this thing where like your latest work, what you're doing now, is important, and kind of like your backlog, the reality is no one's ever going to watch your old stuff. It's just the way it is. It's keep pushing for what's new. Whereas I remember when I first started YouTube, like right way back about a decade ago, that wasn't always the case. Sometimes you'd get notification of like older videos you've done. It's just something I've noticed. A lot of projects you do are kind of like set it and forget it. Okay, so I'm happy that worked. Which means this should work too. Oh my god. If your new stuff points to your old stuff, you could get older videos bubbling up in the algo. I'll keep that in mind. Yeah. Do new videos and then have it link and recommend to his definitely not an art gallery. Yep. I feel like it used to be. And that just stopped. Maybe from music it could work. Yeah. Yeah, that worked. Oh, that looks so much better. There we go. Oh, what are you? These guys again. Oh, I don't know if you were here earlier, but I found out what the issue with Quick Jab was. It had to be linked to an equipment. Frankenfort. Yeah, there's a lot of puns and play on words and goofs and gags. This entire idea is kind of like a tribute to old Mel Brooks comedies that I used to watch growing up. And yeah, Dragon Quest, because I love Dragon Quest. Yeah, Thirst Aid. I like that. Damn. But yeah, the story starts off, these girls meet each other by getting rid of some monsters in the basement of the guild. And then the guild master basically sets them out to accomplish some task and gain the favor of the four kingdoms. And how it works is similar to like Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, is you select different missions on a world map, and after you complete like a couple, you unlock more. So it adds kind of that flexibility to where like you can do every single area and you'll get like the best ending. But you could also do like just like 5 or 6 and then do another area and then do another 3 and then do another area. So, and there's no real set order. There is set difficulties though. So like there's a recommended path, but it's all about what you think you can handle. So, like, technically I should have done Ghost and Gardens and Cave of Blunders before Frankenfort, but I'm just testing out here. Which is why these bats are kicking my teeth in. Players some freedom in what order to take on the missions. Yeah. I like an ebb and flow when it comes to freedom. I'm not crazy about open world games. I understand, like, they're the new big thing. But I like freedom with purpose. Freedom to where, like, sometimes there's some restraint. Sometimes there's a little, like, tug on the leash. I don't want my hand held, but I do want to have someone be like, hey, get in, loser. We're going on an adventure, basically. You can set your levels and stuff before testing, right? Yes. Yeah. Damn, these bats. They're a lot harder than the regular dark bats. Than the regular bat armors, I mean. Alright. Kill switch. That's for playtesting purposes. Okay. There was one other area that had... Oh, shit. Frickin' whoops. How did that happen? Let's have a look. Regal Castle Town. Huh. Hold on. Might be the same issue. Castle Town. Outside, yep. Let's just do this. Do. Sometimes it's best to just do this. And then if you still have an issue, then you can take a look-see. Boop. Boop. Bum, bum. Bum, bum. Just like that. Nope, it was here. And then I go up. Yeah, there you go. Hey, don't tell Great Dane about this. I was a month away from getting full time. Blingothos here lost his balance and caused the whole statue to topple over. I don't even think they make these things nowadays. Hardy har. Okay. So that works. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this area. Yeah. So, like, he has a name, but he doesn't really have much of a dialogue that I've given him yet. Whereas I believe you do. Girl, did you see those ugly-ass jellyfish? They look like they swam through the ugly ocean and hit every reef. Okay. Outback Stakeout. I used to camp here with my relatives if you reach the highest point. Okay, that works. Ooh, the dodos. I don't think I've developed these guys yet because they're part of Region 2. I just have their sprites in. Definitely reminiscent of Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles with the area intro. Yep. I'm also thinking of putting in like the title. So it'll have like the text that describes the area and the logo will show up. So it'll be like that story and then it'll be like Outback Stakeout. All you need is a pen writing the name of the area in calligraphy. I feel that's a little advanced for what this program allows, but I could definitely do a fade in, fade out. That'd be cool as shit, though. Yeah, I don't even have EXP given for these guys yet. But yeah, a majority of these areas have been mapped out. It's just putting, like, the story and the events together. That's kind of where I'm at. Oh, hey. Oh, right, because it used to be here. And then I moved it to Region 2. I was like, why the hell did I get bumped back? Guessing you've got all the story. Yeah, the whole story's done. The main story. With the exception of, like, some parts of the ending. But it's the events and stuff. Migrating all that text to the game. Yeah. Yep. It was that document that I showed you towards the beginning of this stream. That has, like, all the general notes and stuff like that. And, it's a little bit of, like, plug and chug. And you make adjustments. Because, like, you follow the flow of conversation. And sometimes it's just like, this character wouldn't say that. Or, nah, this character might react this way instead. So it's a lot of playing around. So nothing in the document is like set in stone. They're just ideas, so I remind myself when I get around to it. I think that's gonna be it for now. Showed off both projects that I'm working on. And again, if you want to Discord some Godot, I'm up to that as well. I have Godot here. Oh, hello. Yeah, here's Godot. Godot's right over here. Come here. That's my programs. So I got Godot. I got Smile Game Builder. SRPG Studio. Which is down here. Pixel Game Maker. So yeah, a bunch. Yeah, I just gotta try and get some progress on my own projects, and I'll try and see what you're doing in a couple hours. Alrighty. But that's the end of the stream. Thank you so much for watching. I plan on doing these at least once a month. Actually, once a month. I don't want to say at least because realistically, I probably won't be able to do more than one. But if I could do just one of these a month, I think it would help with my production and my work. Okay, so, no, that's not it. That is. Thanks for putting on the show. Nah, no problem. I'm a little scatterbrained when it comes to like working on projects. So I'll have to make some notes to be a little more organized, at least for the next stream. Because like I'm very haphazard when I'm working on things. And I understand that like that doesn't always translate well to a fun stream. So just a couple notes, but no, this was fun. I got some ideas brewing. I added some things that I wanted to add. And we went for a little over 2 hours. Alrighty. Well, that does it. You all have a wonderful weekend. And who knows, maybe there will be a stream tomorrow of Yeast 10. For now, toodles.